7 men's stories, exciting entertainment.
The greatest diamond heist in history, the Antwerp Diamond Bank. Imagine this, the most secure diamond vault in the world. Advanced alarm systems, multiple steel doors, and 160 safe deposit boxes filled with unimaginable wealth. And yet, in February 2003, that vault was cracked. What became known as the perfect diamond heist is still one of the world's most impressive crimes. But how did the thieves manage to rob a seemingly impenetrable bunker? Stay with us, because this story has it all: brilliant planning, incredible risks, and mysteries that remain unsolved to this day. Welcome to the incredible story of the greatest diamond heist of all time. The Antwerp Diamond Bank is located in the heart of the world's diamond capital, Antwerp, Belgium. Every year, millions of diamonds are traded here, which is why the bank was considered one of the safest places on Earth. The vault was 5 stories underground. It was protected by multiple layers of security, motion detectors, infrared cameras, magnetic sensors, and a steel door over a meter thick. Even experienced security experts said the vault was unbreakable. But in the year 2000, a man named Leonardo Notarbartolo entered the bank, disguised as a respectable businessman. He rented an office directly across from the bank and gained the trust of the staff. No one suspected that he was actually a master thief, plotting the perfect heist with a gang of professional criminals. The genius plan, and how the heist went down. What made this heist extraordinary was the meticulous planning. This wasn't a spontaneous crime. It was a 3-year-long operation. Notarbartolo and his gang, known as the School of Turin, were no ordinary criminals. They were experts in burglary, electronics, and deception. Each member had a specific role, and every step was carefully planned. They started by secretly installing tiny cameras in the bank. These cameras were so small they were hidden in air vents. With them, they observed the daily routines. When did security guards arrive? When were the alarms activated? Who had access to the vault? They studied everything, but knowing the routine wasn't enough. They also had to overcome the technology. The vault was protected by state-of-the-art alarm systems, motion sensors, infrared beams, and magnetic locks. One wrong move could trigger the alarm. Yet, the thieves found every weak point. On February 15th, 2003, the time had come. It was a weekend, and the bank was closed, perfect for their plan. First, they sneaked into the building unnoticed by the cameras. They had previously manipulated the alarm system in a brilliant way. They developed a special spray that temporarily blocked the infrared sensors without triggering the alarm. This allowed them to move through the vault undetected, but that was just the beginning. Next, they faced the steel door, over a meter thick and considered unbreakable, but the thieves had a duplicate key, one they had secretly created over months of observation. The key worked, and the door opened. Inside were 160 safe deposit boxes. Each box contained diamonds, gold bars, and jewelry. But they didn't open all of them. They focused on 123 boxes they had previously identified as the most valuable. And how did they open the boxes? Here's where the precision comes in. They used special tools that worked quietly. Instead of using brute force, they opened the locks precisely and efficiently. No noise, no traces, they worked like surgeons. For hours they emptied the deposit boxes. Diamonds, gold, cash. Everything disappeared into their bags, and they were so well organized that they didn't overload themselves. They had prepared bags and boxes to perfectly distribute the weight. Then came the getaway. They left the bank just as unnoticed as they had entered. No alarms, no broken cameras. It was as if they had never been there. The escape and fatal mistakes. The heist itself was perfect. But what happened afterward wasn't. During their escape through a nearby forest, one of the accomplices made a fatal mistake. They had trash bags with them, filled with evidence. Inside those bags were surveillance tapes, used tools, and even a receipt. One of those receipts led directly to Leonardo Notarbartolo. The police followed the trail and arrested him. But here's the twist. Notarbartolo claimed he was only a small part of a much bigger plan. He said the real value of the heist was far more than 100 million euros, and that most of the diamonds were never recovered. In fact, only a few of the stolen items have been returned to this day, the majority likely sold off and circulated through the international black market. And the other members of the gang? Many of them were never caught. Some believe they're still out there, living in luxury. The unsolved mysteries of the heist. To this day, this heist remains full of mysteries. How exactly did the thieves bypass all those security measures? Did they have inside help? Did they know something the bank never revealed? And what about the diamonds? Some say they were cut into smaller pieces and sold. Others believe they're hidden in private collections. One thing is certain, the Antwerp Diamond Bank heist remains one of the most remarkable and sophisticated crimes in history. Conclusion: the lesson from the greatest diamond heist. What can we learn from this story? Perhaps that there's no such thing as perfect security. Or maybe that patience and planning can overcome any obstacle, even a high-security vault, 5 stories underground. What do you think? Was it the perfect heist? Do you believe the gang is still out there living in luxury? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and remember, the most fascinating stories are written by life itself.
Feel free to follow this channel to avoid missing any new content. Disclaimer: the images are AI generated and are for illustration purposes. The stories on this channel are researched to the best of our knowledge.